Hello everyone, this is Will.
This is Alex.
And this is They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You hungry?
I'm hungry.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna eat a pound of bacon, an entire 12-pack of eggs, maybe
for?
a whole loaf of bread.
You know what I'm hungry for?
Grandma hands.
Grandma's hands.
Yeah, me too. A little human flesh here and there. That didn't hurt anyone, right?
You get tired of lugging around Grandma's hands. So what's the best way to get rid of them?
You eat them. You eat them.
This is totally off topic. But there was a YouTube comment I saw a long time ago on a video making fun of like wannabe ninjas. And one of the comments was like 80% of modern ninjutsu is just dragging bodies around and hiding them. It's like, just, it doesn't matter what you do. Drag it around, hide it, stuff it in a closet, eat the body. Just hide it. Get rid of the body.
Well, that's funny because this movie takes that to heart.
Ethel understood that.
Kill the person.
She tried dragging it around and hiding it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't enough.
No.
She tried to...
And she couldn't satiate her appetite.
Yeah, and she couldn't throw it away. So what's left?
Let's see, if you can't mask the smell and you can't throw it away,
eat it.
Eat it. Hide it. No matter what
Doesn't matter.
Means
Ethel's a ninja.
Necessary. She's a fucking ninja.
Ethel's a fucking ninja.
She's a big old ninja.
It does prove that girth does not get in the way of being a ninja.
Now, the movie we watched tonight is called Criminally Insane.
Yep.
Now, if I told you that there was a movie called Criminally Insane, you would probably think of a million different plots that it could be, right? You know, just a ton of them. So, like, going into this, Alex was like, we have two choices. You can watch Criminally Insane or
Psychic Killer.
Psychic Killer. And I was like, okay, Psychic Killer. But wait a minute. Criminally Insane seems too, like, vague of a title. What's it about? Pray tell. Turns out that it's about a very large woman that can't stop eating and kills anyone who stops her from eating. So I was like, okay, so we either got a large, insane woman killing people, or we have a psychic killer. Now... Sorry, Alex is showing me something that is hilarious because it strikes again. It strikes again. But anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. Let's do the killer. Let's do the killer large person, right? I don't want to say fat because it seems. I mean, you know.
She's very
large, but
to be fair, the title.
It's deceiving.
I mean, well, is it though?
I mean,
she is criminally insane.
Well, yeah, but like you don't just title your movie that, and then it's such a vague.
Well, the alternate title. The alternate title is Crazy Fat Ethel, which, I mean,
is more.
True.
It's more to the point.
It is more to the point. You could also call this movie Trashy Hitchcock.
It is. I called it Trashcock
because it feels like a Hitchcock movie, except very trashy. Now that's not necessarily an insult, because I did not hate this movie.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't altogether enjoy it. Like
I did it. I enjoyed it, but I can tell you this: if this was like, this thing was only an hour long. If this was like normal movie length, I most likely would have hated it. But since it is an hour long, it's just you're in and out.
Yeah, that's true.
Like John and Rosalie.
Yeah.
In and out.
In and out. Alright, so this movie is going to be really simple. This might be a short review. We're going to try and, you know, pad it out like they pad out these fucking hour-long movies.
Oh, there wasn't really any padding here, considering how
there was one scene of padding.
One, but most scenes in this are, like, quick. Just... done.
Also, before we get too into it, I want to mention if you like really like super quick editing and lots of cuts and lots of like just quick quick little like 5-second like cuts, you're gonna love this movie because they use them all the goddamn time.
It wastes no time.
No,
It's instant.
It's just like cut. It's like
it knows what we're here for.
Like there's a scene. I will get to it, but there's a scene where a guy's walking up the stairs and it cuts like 15 times before he gets to the top of these small ass stairs.
Yep. You'll have a scene where like a man slaps a woman, and then it cuts, and next scene they're like making out, and that scene goes for like maybe a minute, and then it cuts to like some completely unrelated thing, and just keeps going and keeps going. It makes sense, but it's just like it's like you take a movie and you truncate it.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like.
They compressed this movie.
Yeah. They did. They compressed it for our viewing pleasure.
Exactly.
So thank you, Nick Millard, a.k.a. Nick Phillips.
So I just
a.k.a. John Meyer. Should we talk about the director? Should we talk about that little thing?
Let's talk about the director after the review, because
right.
It might be a quick review since like not a lot happens in this movie.
This is true.
So that way we'll have more to talk about at the end. So all right, so we'll get into it. I just wanted to mention there is a lot of really quick edits and really quick cuts in a lot of the scenes. So it starts with a very large woman getting held down by a bunch of doctors, and they're sedating her.
And then we get the opening credits right away.
It does say criminally insane, so I guess they didn't go with the alternate title.
So they went with a classy title of criminally insane.
Classy.
So we get that over with, and then
we have a silent scene of
her being
getting electroshock
therapy. And then her grandma comes to like get her.
Oh yeah, right. Like, so it's kind of funny. Like, you get this silent scene of her getting like electrocuted, and then it immediately cuts to like the grandma sitting at the doctor's
talking
table.
to him about Ethel.
Yeah, he's like telling her that he wants Ethel to come back to do more electroshock therapy
because she's still like unstable, and he names off like, you know, she's delusional, she's prone to aggression, and all this stuff, and he wants her to come back, and also he's like, can you tell her to like stop eating, essentially?
Yeah, because all that like weight is putting a stress on her heart as well, and it's not good with all the other stuff going on.
It's just making it all worse.
You know, obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
So, you know, she takes her and drives her home and talks about Rosalie.
So she has a sister named Rosalie, and the mom is talking about how she let Rosalie come stay.
But she's upset now.
But she's upset because Rosalie keeps bringing over men.
Different men.
Just in and out of the house every night. I thought that was a little interesting.
Well, we find out why.
Yeah.
So then they get her home. You know, they introduce her, blah, blah, blah. And Ethel immediately starts cooking.
Well, yeah. What else do you do?
All the bacon.
She takes a full pound. It looks like a pound of bacon.
Yeah.
A 12 carton of eggs.
And starts cooking it all.
She cooks eggs, and she takes a whole loaf of toast, a whole loaf of bread and toast and then sits down at the table and just starts chowing down.
This mountain of bacon and toast and eggs, and just starts chowing it down.
Now, I feel like, okay, so
and the mom...
It's a little excessive how much they just show her eating. It's like, we get it. She's large. She has an eating problem. Like, you don't need to show it over and over again.
Oh, yes, you do. Because you need that setup for when she eats something special at the end.
Just remember what we said in the beginning of the episode.
Bill Withers had a song about it, okay?
Yeah. So, my mom's like, okay, you need to stop eating so much.
First, the mom comes in with, her meal, and she's eating, some tiny thing.
Well, and she's like, I'm going to have black coffee because you're never too old to watch your figure.
Yeah.
And then,
she talks her, the doctor told you should stop eating so much, and she's like, that goddamn Jew doctor tried to kill me.
Yeah.
He tried to starve me to death. That hospital's no good.
And then...
Ethel's a bit of a bigot, by the way.
Yeah.
You,
A bit of a bigot? She just clearly mentions that he's a Jew.
Well, that, and there's also a later scene as well. But it's a glimpse into the fat underbelly. It's a
glimpse into the criminally insane. Oh,
got him.
So my favorite quote from this whole scene though is,
oh yeah,
the mom tells her to watch her weight and everything, and Ethel just snaps back with, her mom is like, oh, you need to watch your weight because apparently putting a lot of stress on your heart. And Ethel is like, my heart is just fine as long as my stomach isn't empty.
That's like one of those fucking like mom quotes.
My heart is just fine if my stomach isn't empty. It's like something that, like, you know how like you have some like overbearing moms.
Live, love, laugh.
It's like overbearing moms that, like, you know, keep feeding you shit.
Or when you walk into someone's house and you see like that quote.
My heart is just fine as long as my stomach isn't empty.
Or that's like a bumper sticker for, like, you know, the kind of person who drives like a fucking minivan.
My heart is just fine as long as there's a full table. Something like that, you know.
That's like the kind of bumper sticker you see on the car of someone who eats at Applebee's.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah. Some just plain white bread person.
So what I'm saying is that we need to, like, trademark this.
Let's make a bumper sticker.
And start selling it.
We should.
Now, I don't endorse this behavior, but if I can make...
If we ever start making merch, this will be part of the merch.
Yeah, we'll make it as basic as possible.
I will.
It's a fit.
I'm even gonna have.
So you can get this for your grandma.
I'm gonna see if we can get one that actually sticks to the wall, like those tacky, like.
I dare you to put this shit in your kitchen.
I would.
Fucking dare you, bitch.
I would, because it'd remind me of what it's from, and I'd laugh every time.
Especially when you're cooking mountains of bacon.
Exactly. I mean, she speaks to my soul because I want to make that much bacon all the time. Like, I really do.
Okay, I'm not saying I wouldn't eat that, but that's...
I don't know if I'd eat it, but I always think about making that much bacon when I'm making bacon because I love bacon.
Listen, the whole bag.
Yeah.
You think about that?
I did.
Alright.
I still stick to what I said.
Alright.
So,
makes sense.
So Ethel... It cuts to a scene of Ethel getting, like, a meal ready for bed.
Oh, yeah.
She grabs a box of Nilla wafers. And
milk.
An entire half-gallon of milk.
And something else?
And
candy.
Candy. She, like, takes out a little, like, piece of candy. And then she'll, like, take another handful. And then she dumps the whole bag onto She takes it up, and then she wakes up at, like, 2 a.m.
Her Nilla wafer bag is empty.
Her heart isn't fine because her stomach is empty, okay?
Her heart's empty because her stomach's empty.
Exactly.
And she goes downstairs, and there's no food.
There's no food in the fridge. There's no food in the fucking freezer. There's no food anywhere.
But there is one locked cabinet.
So she takes a knife and tries to pry it open, and then she takes a kitchen knife and just, like, starts stabbing the hell out of it.
And Grandma comes down and is like, you're not going to eat no more. I locked up all the food, and if you're on a diet, I will restock the fridge.
Yep, we'll put stuff back in the icebox, but we're gonna have to limit our food.
And then she starts walking away, and she's like, "Give me the key."
Ethel is not okay with
Give me the key. She starts fighting over the key, and then she takes the knife
and stabs Granny.
And she makes a fucking sound like a goddamn car horn. Remember? Stab. As she, like, dies. And
I love the next part too because it's just Ethel stabbing her hand, being like,
"Oh yeah,
I want the key. I want the key.
Apparently,
I want the key. I want the key. I want the key."
Apparently, in this universe, rigor mortis sets in
immediately.
Fucking instantly sets in.
But then doesn't set in if you have to transport the body up the stairs.
Well, no, that's also because she's like trying to grab the key out of the hand, and rigor mortis has set in, but only on the hand. So the way you fix rigor mortis is you take the knife,
stab the hand.
I want the key.
I want the key. I want the key. I want the key.
And that fixes
over and over again.
And that unrigor mortis
And
is
then
the
she
hand.
lifts up the hand, and the hand drops the key, and and then she finally unlocks it, grabs a box of Nilla wafers,
Starts eating them, and then drags Granny up the stairs and into the body room. We'll just call it the body room.
Let's call it the body room, or you could call it the body shop. Sorry, I have to start using references, okay? So a few days go by, and Ethel's getting hungry.
She orders groceries.
She orders groceries because...
orders the usual, but this time...
Well, the person's like, okay, well, you're going to have to pay up because you have past due bills.
Yeah. She's like, okay, I'll pay. I want the usual, but also I want, like, an extra 4 gallons.
No, she wants... So they order... I mean, apparently they always order 2 half gallons of ice cream. She wants 2 more.
Yeah.
So she wants 4 half gallons of ice cream.
And then she starts looking for money.
So he tells her it's going to be like $80.
Well, no, he doesn't tell her that on the phone.
Oh, that's right.
The guy who shows up with the groceries tells her that later.
Because she said, I'll pay all your bills. Just give me the groceries.
And she goes looking for money. She gets a whopping $4.50.
Because she raids Grandma's quarter collection. A, like, paper pamphlet with a bunch of quarters in it.
And has, like, a couple bills. And then the grocery delivery boy shows up. He's like, that'll be $80. And she's like, all I got is $4.50.
And he's like, he told me not to...
There's a little difference between $4.50 and $80.
I mean, you're only missing, like, what, $75?
That's nothing.
Nothing.
They can take an IOU.
Yeah.
Especially when you're already behind.
But he's like, I was told specifically not to drop it if you don't have the $80. Like, you can't have these groceries.
He kind of wrestles with her over the groceries and starts leaving, but she grabs a bottle out of the grocery.
What a bottle of?
I don't fucking know, dude. Something. And smashes him over the head. And then takes it and starts stabbing him in the stomach with a broken bottle.
With groceries everywhere. It's like a little... Like, I don't even know how it was $80 worth of groceries, especially in the 70s, because it's this little box.
Yeah, that's a fucking joke number. Like, seriously. So
she
kills him.
She starts hearing a ring at the doorbell.
Rosalie shows up.
Rosalie starts ringing the doorbell. And so Ethel has to think quick.
Well, she fucking drags the body and stuffs it into the body room, like...
She drags it up the stairs and stuffs it in the body room, all while Rosalie is just getting mildly annoyed while ringing the doorbell.
Ring. And then, she comes and Rosalie's like, where's Grandma? She's like, oh, Grandma went away to visit somebody. Oh, why? What's the blood there? Oh, I cut my hand. Yeah.
Yep. So then we get a couple scenes of Rosalie and
she
Ethel
also tells
talking.
her... Yeah, she tells her, like...
If a guy named John comes by, don't let him in or whatever.
Don't let him in.
Yeah, and
I don't want to see him again.
I don't want to see him again. All this stuff. And, like, she brings home a guy.
She brings home some person's grandpa.
Some Goomba.
A fucking grandpa Goomba.
Yeah.
And fucks him. And then wakes up and drinks his ashtray water.
Ashtray beer.
Classy.
And she's like, bleh!
Shit!
Like, what'd you expect would happen? You drink fucking ash water.
Well, we learn through the movie that Rosalie is a tortured soul. She has no self-respect.
No, none whatsoever.
So that's why she drinks ashtray beer and lets another Goomba slap her around in one of the most ludicrous scenes I've ever seen in my life.
So we start getting the impression that Rosalie is like kind of like a lady of the night.
Yeah.
Because the guy, when she brings him to the house, asks if Ethel is the madam.
Mm.
All right. So then the doctor calls,
and she's like, "We never want to talk to you again," and just hangs up the phone.
Yeah.
Instant. And eventually.
And Rosalie, so the whole time Rosalie's trying to like...
she keeps talking about like the smell.
Yeah, so Ethel's trying to like cover up the smell with like air fresheners. She tries to bury the bodies in back, but it's too rocky because they're
rocky.
in San Francisco and no one has a fucking backyard in San Francisco.
Yeah, and like,
like,
the neighbor's like peeking over and it's like, that's not gonna work, Ethel. I told you it's not gonna work.
The next big scene though is John comes over.
Yep. Well, he doesn't come over. Rosalie's sitting in a bar.
Oh, that's right. And John walks up to her.
He's like, I love you, baby. Forgive me, baby. And she's like, I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you.
And then they're back at the house.
And back at the house, and he's just like, listen, baby, I want some good loving, baby.
Look, listen, baby, there's no one like you, baby. Baby.
But he says, I want some good loving, baby.
Yeah.
Not an old hag. Because I guess the reason she's salty is because he first he beat her. And then left her for some old, like, woman in Los Angeles.
For the promise of money.
That she was going to get him into Hollywood.
Yeah, like he's going to be a really big actor. And he explains all this, and she's just okay with it.
And she's
like, no.
Well, no, they start fucking, and she's not into it. And he's like, what's wrong, baby? She's like, why'd you slap me?
If you love me so much, why'd you slap me? And can I explain his
Please.
reasoning? Okay.
Please!
So he's like, let me level with you, baby. I'm going to be real honest with you, baby. Listen, you need to be beat.
All women do.
In fact, all women need to be beat every once in a while to show them their place or whatever.
He doesn't even add that. He just flat out ends it at, all women need to be beat.
And my God, is she into that. Because she just, I guess gets a second wind and is just, super turned on by that. Now,
beat me harder, daddy.
I wonder if it's showing that she's criminally insane, too. Not criminally insane, but, actually, kind of just...
Yes.
Used
I'm
going to
say that every single person in this movie...
Well, because she's, just so fine with him saying, I need to beat you.
Well, we had a scene where she drank some dude's ashtray beer.
Yeah, that's true.
They're pretty, yeah. But, yeah, she's immediately into it.
Yeah, because she starts, making out with him again. They start having sex again.
Just beat me harder, daddy.
Yeah. So then the next big scene is the doctor shows up. And the doctor, forces his way in kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And,
he's, asking her, where's the grandma? I'm going out of town. I want to talk to you and grandma. And then she just comes out of the room with a fucking, candlestick holder.
Yeah.
And just beats him over the head with it.
While Rosalie and the fucking Goomba are in the bedroom.
And she's like, Ethel, what's happening? And then she takes his body.
And puts it in the fucking murder room.
And stuffs it in the body room. And everything's fine. And then there's a scene where the Goomba, John, is putting on makeup.
And he's like, oh,
and she starts laughing.
Yeah.
She starts laughing. Oh, you started laughing first, actually, because you're like, why the fuck is he putting on makeup? And then she's, laughing. She's like, I can't believe... I've seen everything in my life, but I've never seen a man putting on makeup. And he's like, well, baby, you see in Hollywood, that woman showed me all the tricks, baby.
Well, I love it because, I'm no makeup expert, of course. I don't ever use makeup. But he was using, clearly, the wrong foundation for, his skin tone. He looked like a fucking corpse.
Yes.
He looked like a corpse. Half of his face looked like he was decaying.
Yeah. You know what? It might have been the same makeup they used for the fucking corpses.
It probably was, because every once in a while they'll
cut to the bodies decomposing.
decomposing.
But most likely, yeah, it's the same fucking makeup. And then she keeps laughing, and he's like, shut up, woman.
And he leans behind him and just slowly wafts his hand. And the next scene, they cut to just his hand grazing her cheek and slightly.
No, they show it twice.
One in quick time and then one in slow mo.
Okay, but Will, when you say quick time, I need to emphasize that
it's still really fucking slow.
Yes, it's quick time in that there's no slow motion effect on it, but it's he is purposefully slowly moving his hand.
Well, it's in a speech when they're here you all are.
Yeah.
How a guy moves his hand.
That's what he looks like.
A guy or a girl moves his hand slow.
But she reacts as if it's the force of a goddamn like.
But he like he just like gently taps her face.
But then we see a replay
in slow motion,
like a fucking Van Damme movie. Where they...
I'm surprised they didn't amplify the slap sound. Like...
It's like those action movies when like they'll do like a kick and it's so fucking awesome. We have to see it again.
Dude.
But instead...
The difference is those kicks are awesome.
They are
There's
awesome.
There's a reason they show them multiple times.
And they'll show them from like a different angle. But in this...
It's the same angle.
It's just a limp dick slap from the same angle. We had to see it.
Slower.
But my favorite is immediately after the slow motion slap, it cuts and they are making out on the couch.
Yep. While Ethel just eats this gigantic thing of ice cream.
Yeah, she like it's like all the ice cream. She's just eating it, and you know.
So they're macking
and then they start sniffing cocaine.
And like Rosalie's like, oh, it's just nasal like.
The doctor
medicine.
gave it to us for our nasal cavity.
Then they hear a ring at the doorbell.
It's a cop,
and it's a fucking like PI guy,
Detective Lieutenant Sergeant cop.
Yeah, because like except you can't understand really anything he's saying.
Well, I know what he's saying. He just sounds hilarious because he's like, "Hello, this is Detective Sergeant McDonough. I want to talk to you about the grocery store delivery boy you had deliver these groceries."
So he talks to her about the fucking, like, delivery boy because he's missing.
And she's like, I don't know nothing. And he's like, you don't know nothing, I don't know nothing. And then he leaves.
Yep.
Like, that's literally it.
And then we get more scenes of just Rosalie hooking up with John.
And they smell more.
They smell more, and
they're
she
trying
tries to cover up more.
She tries... Well, no, first they try to get in the door.
And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna break the door down."
And
he taps the door with his shoulder.
And he's like, "Listen, Grandma will be here soon, and she'll be able to open it. I don't have the key." And he's like, "Okay, well, if she's not here tomorrow, I'm breaking down this door."
And then Ethel's like,
"It is
damn
night."
it.
Ethel wakes up.
It's not night. It's morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it's 6 o'clock something.
Yeah.
But whatever 6 o'clock it is, it's bright daylight outside.
Yeah.
So Ethel is like, "Okay, I guess I got to do it."
She lifts up her pillow, and there's a butcher's knife.
You know what? She had to do it to him.
Yeah. She had to give it to him. Ethel gonna give it to you.
Go give it to you.
Stop. Chop.
What's my name?
Ethel. Fat.
What you really want?
Oh man. I'm fucking hungry.
Damn, DMX got fat, Will.
Yeah. Seriously. Okay, so she goes into the room. She
gives it to him.
Ethel fucking gives it to him.
First she gives it to the guy.
She stops, chops, settle down, and fucking watch some bodies decompose. Ting, ching.
My favorite is that, like, every time it does, like, a close-up of her smacking somebody with something, you can see her, like, pausing right before she hits them.
Yeah.
Like, openly.
Yep. Pause. She'll swing it up, pause. Swing it up, pause. Swing it up, swing it down, pause. Swing it up, swing it down, pause.
And the sound effect sounds like someone's hitting a fucking wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious.
Pring,
but then
pring.
Rosalie wakes up and is like, oh my god, and she's like...
She's like oddly calm. She's not like freaking out or anything.
She's like, oh, I'll have to kill you too. And then she tries crawling away. But Ethel gon' give it to you.
Ethel still fucking gonna give it to you.
She comes up to her. And she says something.
I can't remember what she says. She's like, but like...
You shouldn't have tried getting in the room.
Yeah, and then Rosalie's like, no, please, don't kill me, Ethel,
and
please.
She kills her.
Then she kills...
She gives it to her.
Yeah.
And then she leaves... She doesn't stuff them in the body room. She leaves them in the bedroom.
Yep.
And is like, look. Oh, yeah. Then she gets, like, food and starts eating and talking to the dead bodies. Like, see? I left you guys exactly where you were, okay? Like, it's fine. You know? You're just where you were. I'm not gonna put you in the... I'm not gonna make you suffer by shoving you in the room with Grandma. You'll have your own room. And then the movie has like a 5-minute acid trip. Because Ethel is laying in bed
with John.
The two dead bodies, but we only see John.
And she's laughing.
And she starts hallucinating that she's smacking a fucking mannequin.
Like chopping up a mannequin. And then she's coming down the stairs dressed in this giant, like, red, like, satin moo-moo. And, like, running.
And then we see her, like, running through a park. And I don't know. And then she just laughs, and then that's over.
That's over. So she gets up, and doesn't this where the private eye comes back?
Oh yeah. No, she what the fuck does she do?
Oh, she tries spraying more, and like, this just isn't working, and like sprays more, and then like the private eye comes back and wants to know more about the missing kid.
Why did she have the door open? Oh, because the old man came in, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first guy, the client.
I forgot all about this scene. Oh my god.
Because this happened like in 2 seconds. So the old man that we first saw Rosalie
the one
sleeping
that
with,
thought that Ethel was a madam.
The one with the beer ash water. He runs in and he rings the door.
Stairs.
She opens the door. He's like, I want to see Rosalie. Just
bolts up the stairs.
Literally, just
Ethel
ring. Open door. Hello? I want to see Rosalie. Just.
And I love it because he like goes upstairs and opens the door. He's like, "Oh my god!" Ethel's like right behind him and starts choking him, but his choking noises.
You're not even exaggerating.
That's literally the whole scene. It's just like.
It felt like I felt like I was losing my fucking mind.
While she's choking him, those sounds are just being made.
And she chokes him eventually, and then shoves him in the body room. Of course. And then she goes downstairs to get a knife to start chopping them up, I guess. And the detective is there.
I love it because she's like, "Oh," she sets the knife down. She's like, "I was just chopping wood.
I was gonna go chop firewood with the butcher's knife." And she talks to the detective, and he's like, "Did you see anything happen? Did you paid the boy $80?" And she's like, "Yes, and I saw someone with a gun was watching him." He's like, "You saw someone with a gun and you didn't call the cops?" He's like, "Well, I didn't see the gun, but he had his pocket like he was holding a gun." It's like, "Okay, what did he look like?" "He was colored." And then he's like, "Yeah, hey, he followed him down. He followed him down the street."
Which way to go? Right, like blah blah.
Blah, blah. And then he goes, and then she goes, chops the bodies up, shoves them into a garbage bag, and shoves the garbage bag into a pillowcase.
And then drags it down the stairs.
While the neighbor watches.
And she's like wondering what's up, and then so Ethel like throws it into a car.
Drives to a cliff.
And then like
by the ocean.
Gets nervous because cars keep driving by.
She doesn't want anyone to see her throwing a fucking pillowcase.
So finally she gets up the nerve, the car drives by, and then she opens the trunk and pulls out the thing and like has to like see something out in the distance and like has to quickly like drag the bag back to the car.
These tourists show up and start like taking pictures at the cliff, and she just gives up.
So Ethel's like, "Fuck it, I've given up."
Drives home with an open trunk, parks the car like on the sidewalk.
Drags the bag back up the fucking stairs.
Back up the stairs.
So that whole scene was pointless, basically.
I disagree. It was fucking hilarious is what that was. And then the neighbor is like suspicious.
So she goes over to the car.
And then she screams. And we see that there is a hand. A severed hand fell out of the bag. And then the next scene is the cop showing up. Going upstairs and he hears like thwack.
Yep.
Thwack. Thwack. He's like, what's that? And he goes into the body room.
Opens the door. And there's Ethel eating Grandma's hands.
Grandma's hands. That's it!
Well, you know what I was reminded of immediately? Did you ever watch that old YouTube video, The Llamas with Hats?
Yes.
Where he's like Carl, what's wrong with you? Well, I kill people and I eat hands. That's two things. I instantly just thought of that. Like, immediately. The detective would have been like, Ethel, what's wrong with you? Well, I kill people and I eat...
I'm hungry, okay? That's what's wrong with her. She's just hungry. Listen. Ethel needs some of that fucking liposuction.
She really does, yeah.
She could get liposuction and then go back to eating mountains of bacon.
The only thing with liposuction is you have to portion control. And Ethel does not have portion control.
No. What? You tell me a mountain of fucking bacon and like
Eggs
10 pieces of toast?
Fucking
12 eggs? That's for one
control.
meal. That's fine.
Or a fucking, like, a gallon of ice cream for dessert.
Oh, that's fine. But listen, Ethel she does not do drugs, okay?
No, she just
and
eats hands.
she doesn't like them coloreds or them Jews.
Exactly, because the Jews tried to kill her, and a colored man killed the kid, even though she didn't.
Even though she killed the kid? Those Jews, they just, telling you not to eat less. It's evil.
Yep.
It's truly evil. This movie is special.
What are your final thoughts on this?
I don't know. I kind of like it.
I don't know. I didn't hate it. It's definitely, like, not my favorite movie we've ever reviewed, but it's definitely not the worst one ever. Like, I feel like it's enjoyable for the wrong reasons, and that's the kind of movie that I love watching. Is like,
is it really the wrong reasons though?
It's ridiculous. They just had this weird idea of a, like, really large woman that's, like, kind of happens to be mentally unstable.
Like, that's
and she just kills people and then, like, has to deal with the consequences.
Because you could just make a movie like this that's just about someone who's insane and kills people and tries to cover it up, right?
What I kind of find, kind of entertaining about this is they almost made it comical.
I mean,
like, Ethel's struggle to keep everyone, like, everyone in that, like, room, and, like, how she has to, like, keep killing people.
Don't forget,
like, mask her, like...
Don't forget the scene where she goes in there and starts spraying, like, air freshener right on the dead bodies.
Right. Well, because she's trying to mask the smell, and she's trying to, like...
Yeah.
And that was after she killed Rosalie, so it's like, who was she masking the smell for? But it's just... I think the thing I enjoyed most about it, like, intentional or not, how comical her trying to cover up this huge fucking thing was. Like, she killed Grandma, then she killed fucking the delivery boy, then she killed the doctor, then she killed John, then she killed Rosalie, then she, like,
Yeah.
like, everyone, and then she's just constantly trying to cover it up, and it's really comical.
Just trying to cover it up just so she can, like, keep the appearance of a normal house while she eats.
That's, like, what I enjoyed about it,
Yeah.
is, like, the ridiculous, like, comical, like, aspect of it.
So it's like a portrayal of someone who's criminally insane?
Yeah. Whoa.
We into some deep shit now.
Yep. So that's my final thoughts. I kind of enjoyed it for how, like, idiotically comical it was.
Like I said, it's like trashy Hitchcock, because it does have that, like, feel of, like, kind of a Hitchcock thriller where, something happens in the beginning and then it just ramps up the suspense.
Yeah.
Of, like, oh, are they going to get found out? Like, what's going to happen? Are they going to keep murdering people to cover up their crimes, etc., etc.? But it doesn't have the class or elegance of a Hitchcock movie, obviously. That goes without saying. It's an hour-long movie directed by a man with some interesting credits, to say the least. But
really? Does he follow suit on some of our other directors?
Yes, he does.
Oh, pre-tell.
But despite all that, and we will get into those credits, despite all that, it works probably better than it should. Because the Fat Ethel thing is obviously just like the gimmick.
Yeah.
Because they could have just made a movie about an insane person who murders people, tries to cover it up. But they added the fact that she keeps eating, and that she wants to, like, keep eating, etc., etc. So that's like the catch,
right?
The hook.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that it doesn't work, because it kind of does.
I don't know. I thought it was enjoyable for like quite a few reasons, and
the weird editing and the fact that it just fucking goes through scenes like a goddamn bullet train is amusing. Like it doesn't dwell.
Right.
It's just instant. We're done. Like move on.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it for what it was, and it's very comical, which I like.
It is comical. The death scenes.
It's almost like a dark comedy, but I don't think that's what they were going for. Like it feels like a dark comedy.
It does. It's.
I don't know if that's what they were going for, but
I mean, I'll say this: I don't think anyone would ever say that they thought this movie was disturbing. I'm pretty sure everybody who enjoys this movie does enjoy it for like darkly comical reasons.
Yeah,
because I mean, it is like it's amusing.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Like her covering up murders and fucking going to a cliff and trying to throw a body off and then having a bunch of tourists show up.
I just found it really hilarious.
Like, it's goofy. And again, it's I don't know. I'm leaning towards intentional goofiness. But if it was,
I hope it wasn't,
yeah.
To be honest. Okay, so what did this director direct other than this? Let's go through the credits.
Alright, I did have this pulled up here. Alright. So, directed such films as Wendy's, Naughty Night.
Oh.
I know, right?
What?
Riveting. Threes.
Okay.
Darling, Are You Bored with Men? That's my favorite. My personal favorite there.
How about
Confessions of a Dirty Pair?
How about such classics as Fraulein Leather?
Oh.
Or
The Erotic Mr. Rose.
A Couple of Trouble. How about How I Got My Mink?
Riveting.
Yes. Or other classics.
My favorite, though. My favorite. The Slut.
My favorite is Pleasure Spots.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Pleasure Spots, eh?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh.
The Pimp Primer. I know. Yeah. There's a sequel to this. We will watch it, don't you worry.
But yeah, so this guy directed porn. I mean, along with other things, but mostly porn.
I will, like, after this, it does seem like he's switched over into, quote-unquote real movies. But
What the fuck is that?
That's Fire in Her Bed. There's marijuana leaves on the poster.
The guy growing fucking marijuana and some girl getting... Okay, alright. Fire in Her Bed.
Fire in Her Bed.
But yeah, so that was...
That was Criminally Insane, directed by the genius auteur, Nick Millard.
Yep.
Who in this movie is credited as Nick Phillips for fucking some reason. I don't know. I'm not sure he ever used his real fucking name on a single movie.
I don't think he does. But yeah, so that was that. I think that I knew it was going to be a short review, but we have other stuff to talk about. I really wanted to just take the time and thank everyone who joined us for our live stream.
Mm-hmm.
We had a ton of fun, like, recording it. We will be better with the audio next time. We just gotta learn to turn the microphone up, because some of the audio on those shitty, like, indie games you cannot turn down.
We underestimated how loud some of those games
Well,
would be.
and like you can't. A lot of those games we couldn't go to the options and like learn, like figure out how to turn the volume down. We tried in a couple. Like Rogue Warrior was fine because it's like a quote unquote AAA game.
Real game.
Yeah. But so we tried, but like I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate everyone who stopped by to say hello or like just to hang out with us. All the views we're getting on it are great. Like just awesome. We got a few new subscribers. You guys are incredible. And that just makes me really confident for the next few that we do.
And we will do it again.
Yes, we're going to probably plan one for January.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll suffer again.
Yep. More shitty games to play, don't you worry. And we'll have hopefully we'll have corrected the audio issue.
Yeah. If we don't, you can bitch us out.
Yep.
Feel free to.
But my God, that was really fun.
We gonna give it to you.
Yep.
Gonna give it to you.
I wrote a verse, don't worry.
Excuse me.
Stop, chop, settle down, eat the whole shop. Whoa, no, that's how us fatties roll.
Excuse me? What have you done, Will?
I just made a...
The fuck did you do?
I just paraphrased a verse from Rough Riders anthem.
Alright.
Heavy paraphrase.
I was gonna... Oh, God. How dare you?
Settle down.
How fucking dare you? Ellison. Ethel would eat the whole shop, okay?
Oh, man. Sorry, I just had to.
You had to give it to him.
I really did. I had... Ethel, gonna give it to you. Oh, my God. Oh,
you know...
She's a real fucking gangster here.
She is. She's the real Rough Rider.
Listen, she just, like... To everyone who loves food, you can kind of see...
Can you? Can you? I mean, I love food, but I don't know.
Once in a while, you just have to kill when people say no to giving you food. Like, if you're on your second half a gallon of ice cream and someone's like, yo, you should probably stop before you kill yourself. You just straight up murder that fool.
I guess.
You don't need no one to tell you how to run your life, okay?
I suppose.
Some may think it's an extreme measure, but not I.
It's a bit extreme. It's a little bit.
No.
Just a little.
There's no way. No one gets between me and my food.
No one gets between you and your bacon?
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
You and your mountain. The whole bag.
Mountain of bacon, yeah.
The whole bag.
I don't know how she perfectly fried it. That'd be really hard.
Because she didn't.
Oh, I know.
There's a reason you did not actually see that on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's bullshit! Oh, I'm sorry. I mean...
movie magic.
Movie magic. That's our word for bullshit.
Thank you.
Movie magic.
Yes. We've used it many times.
Don't think too much. Because the movie magic will fall apart. You have to let the movie magic just work.
Exactly.
Okay, like why is a slap that's like going at a fucking centimeter an hour send her flying like she got punched by Muhammad Ali? I don't know.
I don't know, because he floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
Movie magic.
Exactly.
Just have to accept it. Not that I accepted it. I didn't. Because we could not stop laughing.
Exactly. That's why I love it.
Which probably isn't the reaction you would normally want to a woman getting slapped. But, you know, when you film it like that...
It's too unrealistic.
Yeah, and then repeating it like it's a Van Damme movie. Except it's not a kick.
It's a woman getting slapped.
It's a limp dick slap. The limpest.
I think we'll end it there, probably.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, we are They Mostly Come In at Night. This has been Will.
And this has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
I want to eat.
Stop! Chop! Settle down, eat the whole shop! Oh, no! That's how us fatties roll!
Hey!
You don't want to mess with Ethel? You mess with Ethel!